and welcome to my office, where the magic happens. I've been so busy with work lately. There just seems to be one project after the other. I'm a software designer, so I'm designing apps and websites, different kinds of programs and software, and I'm always so stuck in the project that I'm currently in that I can't look ahead to the next one. And once it's here, I didn't plan anything. I'm just so unorganized. On top of that, just personally, I've been feeling like there's not even enough time in the day to keep up with habits, personal goals, stuff like learning languages or getting into sports and activities. I really want to try gymnastics, I want to try figure skating, stuff like that. Like, there's just not enough time in the day for it. I've been really needing to get my shit together, essentially. The problem is, I'm more of a list maker, not a list doer. If the list isn't beautiful, I'm a very visual person, and if the list isn't accessible 24/7, then I probably just won't do the list. That's where Notion comes in really handy. If you're new to Notion, it's like an all-in-one workspace organizing tool. Anything you need organized, you can probably do it. I can make it look visually pleasing, and I can access it from anywhere 24/7. There's a mobile app, and anything you change on the mobile app like reflects on the desktop version and vice versa. This video is not going to be a tutorial of how to use Notion, it's just going to be a tour of my own, but I will add in a few little tips and tricks here and there to help you with your own. Without further ado, let's go to the desk. This is the first page I see when I open up Notion. I've named it my dashboard. On the left here, you can see a list of all the pages that I've made in a sort of content style. I like to open up this page first thing on a work day with like a coffee just to arrange my thoughts and get in the mood for getting shit done. Everything in Notion just feels highly customizable. I can drag the columns along to make more space for certain areas. I can move sections above other sections. I can pull stuff below. Very intuitive. This is a little directory of quick links to pages that I use frequently, like my routine, my habit tracker. I've got recipes that I like, books that I'm reading, and stuff for making YouTube videos. Here I have a section for my work stuff, so I just go to this page whenever I need to focus on work. As cheesy as it is, I like to start my day with a motivational quote. I mean, that's probably not motivational for most people. It's quite motivational to me. Now here we've got a little weather widget. This just tells me the weather of my location for the next week. It's not something you can just select from Notion and put it in. It's called a widget. It's something that you can sort of import from another site. For that specific weather widget, I used the website Indify. I would put in my location. Say I lived in Milan. I wanted the text to be bright pink. You just copy this little link down here, go back to Notion, find a little plus icon anywhere, and you scroll down to what it is you want to put in. I currently want to embed something. Paste the link, it will come up as you edited it. Don't need that right now, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. Now there's all different kinds of widgets. You could do weather, you can do a calendar, you can do like how many days you've got left till you die. Love that one. On that note, it's really, really customizable. So for instance, fonts, they give you 3 different options. Serif, mono, default. I like the default one. Here I've got little sections that I've made to remind myself of what I want to do in the new year. Coming to the end of 2022, it's time to start thinking about those New Year's resolutions. Time is flying by. I was 16 2 years ago, I swear. The main things I want to focus on next year, building up my savings, getting fit because Lord knows. I get winded just walking up the stairs, so let's focus on that. I want to focus on getting promoted in my job. And I also want to get my driver's license and get a car. These are just little images that inspire me to keep me focused on the big picture rather than just getting like bogged down in the little things. Speaking of, over here I have little reminders and to-do list. I love how I've got something to do with water twice. That's better. On this little to-do list here, I'm filming right now, so I will have filmed, and then once that's done, I can drag that down into the trash can. Anything that I put into the trash can ends up here, and I can just delete it as I see fit. Underneath that, I have a sort of daily journal, a section for just mindfulness. This is something that I wrote out one day when I was going through it. I'm not going to go into it because it's quite personal. It's just a little section of personal affirmations. For instance, if it helps you to create a section like this, I've got, how can I take care of my family today? How can I make someone else smile? So this is something that I open up and refer to on a daily basis, or at least try to. The next page in my Notion is my routine. So for my routine, I have weekly priorities, morning section, a night section, and all the days in between, and a little quote here that says, habit, not motivation. It just keeps me in the right mindset. I don't need to be motivated to do my routine. I don't need to be in the mood to do my routine. I just need to do my routine. Just do it, as Mr. Nike said. Clearly I didn't follow my morning routine very well. Exposing myself. Who actually follows a night or morning routine every single day of their lives? You're lying if you say you do. This is just something that I aspire to. Consistency is better than perfection. They also do a dark mode. Just gonna change that to dark mode to show you guys. I do like this dark mode, but I honestly prefer the light mode, as controversial as that might sound. Next, I've got my tracker. I've got wake up before 8 o'clock, go to the gym, take my vitamin D, visit the office, how many pages I've read, how much screen time I've had, and how much water I've drank. Yesterday, I didn't wake up before 8, but I did go to the gym. I didn't take my vitamin D, didn't read any pages, and I had about an hour of screen time. I will make an effort to read some books tonight. Next, we've got my Pomodoro timer. I've got a little widget here for the timer, so I can start that timer and it'll count down for me. I can select a task that I want to get done. I can label them by priority. I can categorize them by if they're for work or if they're personal. I can give them a deadline. I can also view this by calendar. From the estimated time to the actual time, it can give me a result of how effective it was. So for instance, the Film and Ocean tour, that will take me maybe this much time, it wasn't very effective. Or I can say it took only 2 goes of 25 minutes and super effective. And, you know, got some lo-fi tunes in the background while I'm working away. Be real, with that kind of music we're not getting any work done. That just put me in such a good mood. Like, I feel groovy now. I feel okay. Okay, we're getting into the part that you probably clicked this video for, or if you're subscribed you probably wanted to see this part. How I organize stuff for my UX design, software design job on Notion. Let's get into it. I have a similar Pomodoro setup. Up here I have little to-do lists that I need to get done for work that aren't exactly work related. For instance, like Christmas party check-in, I have to send boss some pictures. Right now I'm working on a project where I have to do a lot of interviews, so I'm building a questionnaire form, which I had to do today, very high priority. I categorize them by if they are for just the internal team, if they're client facing, or if they're external, like with someone that isn't the client or us, like user interviews. Below that I have music, of course, for when I start my timer. I have a nice little inspirational quote here. Good design is useful, honest, long-lasting. You know, I'm not gonna go through them all. You can read them. Here, the gold mine, the key is reading and resources. I only started this reading and resources section a couple of months ago, so it is not fleshed out, but it's come in so handy to just have these links right there when I need them, and I can't wait to flesh this out more. I cannot wait to just have a resource hub. Any question that I have about design, I have a link to a website for that. I have a link to a book for that. I have a link to a peer-reviewed study for that. Right now I have the material design website, which is so helpful for learning about components. Then I've got a video about learning Figma components, and I've also got the iconic Sprint by Jake Knapp. That's how I use Notion to manage my job. Next up, we have my reading list. This is where I go to keep a track of everything that I'm currently reading, everything on my wish list to read, and I have a little counter that lets me keep track of how many books I have read in the week or the year. These are pages in themselves, so I can click them, add a genre to them. I can add any notes that I found about this book. It was a very saucy, steamy book. I was trying to figure this out for ages, how I can show the genre on the thing. So this is a book that I have already read, but I'm just going to use it for an example. I'm going to copy the link back into Notion, literally just paste the link in, and it creates a bookmark for you and adds the image for you. Once I'm done, once I've read it, I can just drag it down to the done archive, and then that's in there. Honestly, setting up the pages is the hardest part of using Notion. Once you've set it up, it just streamlines everything. On to the next one, recipes. I really only started this recipe list a few months ago. Because I meal prep all my meals in advance on every Sunday, I just wanted to have an easy list of recipes that I really liked that I could refer back to be like, yep, that's on the list for this week. So I've got a bunch of different recipes here, and the categories that I have assigned is if I've tried them or not, if I have a review for them, were they amazing, was it good, was it try it again, maybe change something about, or was it just a straight up no. I can add a link for these recipes and I can categorize them by like if they're vegetarian one, if they feel summery and healthy. And then I have a page for my YouTube videos and organizing them. If you are not a YouTuber, you probably won't find this interesting, but if you are a videographer or YouTuber, this might come in handy or be interesting to you. This is my content ideas and my schedule. I'm not gonna give away all my saucy ideas, but I will just let you know how I structure the ideas. I've got in progress, next up, make a part 2, things I've done, things that are on a backlog. In progress right now, I've got my Notion tour. The tag is that it's for YouTube. I've got YouTube or for TikTok. I can tick it when I'm done, haven't done it yet. And I can add a date that it's due by. If I go from the table view to the calendar view, I can view everything that's upcoming in my schedule. Next page, I have a budget tracker, and this is just monthly tracking of things that I'm spending. I'm very into managing my finances, and I haven't fully unlocked the potential of Notion's finances tracking. I use other things to manage my finances, but it's handy for just listing off my monthly repeated expenses. Moving on to the manifesto. I'm gonna blur all this out because it's pretty much my life goals and dreams. You know when you're a kid and your parents say, when you make a wish, you can't tell anyone, otherwise it won't happen? That's how I feel about goals and dreams. Don't share them. It is the life that I want to live. It is who I want to be. It is qualities that I want to possess. So I write them as fact. Lily is blah, blah, blah. Lily does blah, blah, blah. Lily has blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's that. And I have some just inspirational images scattered around of things that inspire me. Moving on to my brain dump. This is a little section of lists. We've got stuff that I want for a future house. Weird things. Like for instance, I've got pot handles that pull in the dishwasher. Oh yeah. You know when you take a pot out of the dishwasher, it's, you know, upside down so the pot drains. But the handle itself has like a little hole where it pulls all the water, dirty dishwasher water. And then you have to like strategically get the pot turned upside down to drain all the water from the handle. That is so annoying. Did you need to know that? No, you didn't, but you know it now. Next in the brain dump, let's go back. I've got bucket list. This is a romantic bucket list. I'm not gonna put that on YouTube. I have travel plans, places I wanna go, things that I'd say to my younger self. My language study material, I've got names that I like. I'm sure we all have a note in our phone of names that we like, as if we're actually gonna bear children, like you. Then we have a Christmas wish list and gift ideas. This is a new one. I made this a couple weeks ago. If my auntie asks, what does Lily want for Christmas? I've got it all in there. And then gift ideas for other people as well. One of the last pages, movies. One of my favorite pages, to be honest. Now, I did not create this template from scratch. I will link them below. I found it on Reddit, I think. Here we've got my 2022 watch list tracker. A couple of movies that I really want to watch. I can classify them by genre and rate them and tick them off if I've watched them. Or we've got an in progress button if it's a TV show, like The Witcher. Got a couple movie posters on the left here. Snow White, Corpse Bride, Edward Scissorhands, Devil Wears Prada, iconic. And I can't wait to fill out my watch list for 2023. And I'll also add a section of movies watched where I can just drag them down to the archive. That's my Notion. That was my Notion tour. Thank you so much for watching. If you actually made it to the end of this video, please leave a comment or something. That will make me smile. I hope you feel inspired and ready to get organized. I wish I used this more when I was in university. I would be so much more on top of my deadlines. But here I am, a working woman, and it honestly comes in so handy. I'm so shy when I ask this, but please consider subscribing or liking or just leaving a comment. It will motivate me to edit the hour of footage I have just taken. Pray for me. Right now, I'm gonna put on my Pomodoro timer, some lo-fi jazz, and get editing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.